Oh.
Somebody,
I
a
think I
friend
know
had
the
given
story.
me this raft.
I
It was
think
in
I
the
know the
basement.
story
It was a
too.
mill de tunnel.
This was
very
a
special.
George Maurer.
No, this was a
incident?
mill de tunnel.
This is
He gave
different.
me a Monty's raft. It had about 13, I think it was 13 or 15 holes in it because mice had chewed it. So it was loaded with patches, but I got it back in shape with the whole pair. And we went up and we sort of ran the mile at Slippery Rock. And then I got this bright idea. We should put the kids in it, of which I had two, and Charlie was there
I remember
with two.
that.
Good to have a spare, you know.
This was in
And,
the
and let
spring.
them run the last rapid by themselves. But we'd sort of hold the raft with a rope. They were little kids. Okay, I don't remember.
4 little kids.
Yeah.
Our
and we put them in the
heritage.
raft, and Charlie had the rope tied to the raft. What happened was that somehow he went into the water, and so he was in really deep water while the raft went through the raft, and then started going on. And Charlie was floating away, and all I could think of was, well, we're young, we can have more children. He hung onto the rope and sort of started floating away. And those of us who were still on shore somehow pulled this out, and
That's pretty good.
and the kids lived, and who knows? It may have been a good thing.
Lifesaver.
We'll let that story stay out.
Yeah, you're still here today because you're brave parents. That was a memorable event.
What river were you on?
The Slippery Rock Creek.
In the spring.
Oh, it was high.
It's mighty dangerous. Yeah, it was up. It was running high.
A lot of people throw. Oh,
Pretty crazy.
sure. Oh, yeah.
Whose idea was it to put the kids in the raft?
Kenny's. It had to be Kenny's.
My memory is that
You weren't the one holding the rope, right?
But one of the big instigators of it was George, that he was with us. George Maurer, because he was capable of really doing wild things. Yeah.
I remember him.
I always put it on him. That's what that
He's
was.
an excellent
He's
culprit
not
right
even
now, I
around,
think.
You know, there was a later thing. George became a big-time whitewater person. Okay, he's a special. Do you know George? Anyways, he was a very special character in many ways. But when he started in whitewater, I forget. We went kayaking once and we borrowed a wetsuit of mine. I had a partial wetsuit.
Partial wetsuit?
Yeah, how do you do that?
Anyways,
Only
and it was
the middle
spring,
area.
and the water was very cold. And oh Christ, this is terrible. George,
Started now.
I think it was his first time in a kayak, and he went over, and he started bellowing, and I couldn't understand what he was saying. He was bellowing
From under the water?
No, he was above the water, but had turned over, and what it was the water was really cold, and he just couldn't respond. I mean, the cold was like a shock. I couldn't hear what he was saying. And it didn't make any sense because the water wasn't even very deep and stuff, and it wasn't like it didn't seem like a serious situation, so I didn't respond. And then he straightened out and he calmed down and everything was all right. And the way he calmed down was he urinated inside my wetsuit, which warmed him up.
Right.
It warmed him up, and so he was able to breathe that thing.
Calmed her down. Yeah.
It's useful for so many things.
He was one of a small number of people who used to run the falls in Ohio Powell.
Oh, really?
But it was illegal to run the falls. So to do it, you had to do it at night.
Really?
In the dark. You used to go and do it in the dark.
No kidding.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
George was extreme at everything he did.
He was very extreme.
So I
And
didn't
he
realize
took
he was
people
part of our
past
earlier.
Dimple Rock at night?
He helped move in this place.
Yeah. Well, Kenny's repressed this, but George and Kenny got into a mock
I
tussle,
remember that.
sitting on that thing there, and almost went through the window. I think we had to replace the window
Oh.
on moving day.
Yeah, the two.
You remember that?
No, what
Do
the
you
hell?
remember that? you and he and a whole bunch of people were moving all these goddamn books
You were
in
moving
here.
the boxes in.
Boxes of
And
books.
at some
I
point-
remember those
Right.
things on
Yeah, we bought beer
It was pretty
rollers.
cool.
Beer rollers off the truck into the second floor.
Right.
And at some point we all stopped and we had something to eat and we had beer and we were sitting in here. It was summer or spring, April. And you guys started horsing around and you were sitting right there and you went through the window. You didn't go out, but you hit the window so that we had to repair it. but it was like childhood wrestling, and it just bang. That was the day that our friend Emilda rescued our old cat, which we wanted to leave over there because the people that were moving in. You remember, what was his name, Arnold?
Arnold Harris?
Yeah, he had the, he was into electronics and stuff. And
Yeah, Arnold
Yeah,
Harris,
yeah.
yeah.
he was going to take over the rent on the duplex over in White with his mother, but he knew the cat. And we thought, we're just going to leave the cat. Cat's nuts anyway. We're just going to leave him there.
What's your cat's name?
Sam.
Yeah.
First of three we later had.
Sam's
Yeah.
a very popular name.
Yeah.
Adam and I kind of adapted him because the ladies didn't care for him too much. But, and he had an old beat up easy chair in the basement that he hung out in. And we thought, this is always disastrous for a cat to move him. Leave him. And good old Emilda, we're in the finishing part of the move, and she comes with her giant purse and the damn cat in the purse. She rescued him. Because she'd gone over there, she forgot where we were or something. So she sees poor Sam and brings him over, and we didn't want him. But,
You took him? Did you take him anyway?
oh, sure, we weren't going to say, no, thank you very much, Emil, it'll whine that, But anyway, yeah, he moved in here with us.
He didn't
But
last
he
long
had
though.
he had a bad history because he'd get out, and I don't think he was fixed. I don't remember, but he got hit twice. He got hit by cars.
You being castrated?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's called fixed, it's called broken.
yeah.
Broken is a better word.
I speak English.
Yeah, we had to euthanize him because he was getting into these cat fights, and finally was hit by a car.
He dragged himself home all
Yeah, dragged himself
guts hanging
home
out.
with his insides kind of half out. And the vet said, well, it'll only cost you $400 or $500 to pitch him up. But I said, if we do this, he's going to be out on the road again.
I will.
So we said, no, that's it. I forget which town it was, way north, and he's not real happy because they're really isolated, and he's run into some problems. The winters are severe. He thought he was going to have a great time hunting and fishing, and it's not like he's out next. You have more access to game hunting in Pennsylvania than he does, and so that's not worked out. The winters are horrendous, deep snow that lasts forever. So from what Gene said, because he's in touch with a couple of people at the college, and do you ever hear from him?
No.
Yeah, he is in touch with the guy that does video and is in Gene's department.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, yeah, Kenny probably knows him. But anyway, he's trying to, I think he'd like to come back to Pittsburgh.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's pretty cool.
He's well into his 70s, but I don't know how old. Jean probably does. Because she was always more in touch with him. But Inga is not real good. She's under medication. She's really went kind of nuts. And he thought by moving up there, if anything happened to him, his brothers and sisters could take over. And that's true. But the price is that he's really been really isolated. And a lot more hampered in what he can do than he thought he would be. And in the winter, in the deep of winter, they get really just snowed in. They can't get out. There's one guy nearby that has a plow that can sometimes get them out. So, Gene, didn't George Maurer indicate to what's his name that he would like to come back?
Oh, he'd love to come back, but he can't because he's in London. He would come back in an instant because he can't get internet reception. He has to go to the
Oh my God.
library. He has no ears. He's going a little nuts. None of your usual.